All right, evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
I think in the last class, you have something for me because I think I did one of the paragraphs and you were supposed to do the other one for homework. I'm almost sure that's where we stopped. Am I correct?
Sir.
Right. Because we were looking at burnout, and I gave you, and I think I said to you, I did the one on style or something like that, and you were supposed to do the one on language strategies, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's start there. Let's go to my participant list. Please remember, I said to you that today is Monday, so your mid-semester is on Monday. This time.
Can't be Monday, sir.
Why?
No. We
Why
have
can't
you
it?
on a Tuesday and
Oh, I mean Tuesday. Yeah. So in other words, I always give the mid-semester the time when it's 7, because I know 5 o'clock some persons are going home, and so I never give mid-semesters during my 5 o'clock class. So I have you Tuesday at 7. So let me just put it in my phone now. Today is the 30th. Yes, so Tuesday is December 7, mid-semester. So make a note of that. Mid-semester. Let me put this word at the beginning. All right, so please make a note of that. And the other class, when did I have them? It would be Wednesday at 7. Have them at 7. Okay. All right, so, and you know, of course, it's on discourse analysis, and you're going to be asked to comment on 3 organizational strategies and 3 language techniques, or if you want to say style, whichever word you want, term you want to use. There's an introduction, 2 body paragraphs, or 2 to 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. I did say that you're going to be marked on content, expression, organization. Content is 10, organization is 5, expression is 5. And of course, content is generally about, you know, the strategies and the techniques, and those are that's where you get the marks. So content, expression, of course, you know, is the overall your overall competence to use English, and organization is your use of having your introduction, body paragraphs, conclusion, but as well the whole notion of cohesion and coherence, or the use of transitions, things like that. So I can see clearly your thesis, your topic sentences, and stuff like that for organization. All right. Any questions in relation to the mid-semester? So we're using.
How much time would we get for it, sir?
Oh yes, I'll give you 1 hour. 1 hour for, so you're going to get just as though you get burnout, but it should be about either just as long or a bit shorter. So you log into Canvas and you write your essay and you upload. We usually don't have a class after that. Probably would want to take up, you know, use the other hour to we just don't have class, or we can start the mid-semester. Even though I said 7 o'clock, we could probably start it at 8 or even 7:30. So by that time, everybody should really have relaxed. So we probably log in at 7, but don't start the mid-semester until 8 o'clock or something like that, because the system itself will be so timed. Well, you're not going to log into class. You're going to log into, of course, you're going to go onto the system. So you're going to log into class at 7, but go onto the system at 8 or something of the sort. Because I know some persons might say, so please, I am not giving a makeup test. No makeup test. So don't come with your stories about not having Wi-Fi. I don't care. I'm just telling you from now, I'm not giving an extra test, all right? Because I don't have the time to go and write another exam. And of course, you know, this class is about 30 students strong. So I have to sit down and mark every single paper, plus my other class, which is about 30 students strong. So that's about 60 papers to mark. So you know that I will have to, it will take some amount of time to sit down and mark the papers. So I honestly do not have the energy or the time to set another exam. Because you are forewarned, make all preparations, all right? It's very important in terms of connectivity and things like that. What I need to, well, I will tell you about that by Thursday, because of course I'll run your papers through Turnitin. You know that the system will be so timed. You're in, well, some of you are not used to, I'm not sure if you're used to Turnitin, but I'll find out from ODEC how their Turnitin system works. I have Turnitin, but I prefer if you upload on their system. So just make all preparations for your mid-semester exam. You are being prepared. This week, we're kind of using the time to just, again, look over or revise some of the areas that you think that you have some amount of concerns. After we do this, now we kind of go back, we're going to go into now looking at sources, doing evaluation of sources that are relevant to our sentence outline, the papers that you were working on in groups before. So we're going to move on to that, all right? And that your essay won't be due until the end of January, somewhere thereabout. In other words, your essay is your exam. All right, so the final paper that you submit will be your exam. So you're not going to submit that until the last week in January, and I might look it over just in case there are some areas of concerns, and might give you an opportunity to upload again, depending on where the paper falls. All right, so any questions relating to the exam? Any other questions? So I mentioned time, I'll give you a full hour for the exam. Full hour for the exam. We all have to log into the class. I'm going to set it at about, as I said, 7:30, 8 o'clock thereabout, on the system. But you log into class, in other words, log into the Zoom link, but you are doing the exam on Canvas. So all the issues relating to Canvas, work them out from now. I cannot assist you because all of those technical things come through the ICT, or it comes through ODEC. It has nothing to do with me. So I can't go on the system and register you or make you're able to access this or fix your email or whatever it is. Work out all of those logistical issues prior to the exam, because I will not be setting another paper. Please remember, you were forewarned. I am not setting another paper. All right.
Sir,
Yes.
Even,
two
sir,
questions.
can you
Is it
please?
that we type it on a Word document and upload?
No, yes, you're going to type it on a Word document and upload. Yes.
All right, the next question, not in relation to that, but maybe you can help. Is there some way that we as students can upload our assignments onto a platform to check for the, what you call it, plagiarism? Because
Well,
I tried Turnitin, but apparently you have to have an account. Is there a free site that we can use?
well, the thing is, for Turnitin, I can actually put you onto my Turnitin system, but I don't want you to, I want you to do the exam for them. So it's very easy to register for Turnitin, but I'm not familiar with how they wanted to do it. So there is a seminar. I don't know if the seminar is gone. It's called Information Literacy and APA Town Hall. I'm not sure if you saw that.
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. I suggest you go and ask the question about Turnitin. All right, and it should be important for you to do the literacy, the thing, the literacy badge thing, because I think in that they will explain how to get a Turnitin account. I think that's where the information comes. All right, I heard sir again.
Sir, good evening,
Yes.
sir. Just joined the class. What were you saying about mid-semester? Wasn't in it?
Hello, I am not repeating all of that. Why is it that you're 21 minutes late for a 7 o'clock class? Why? Why are you 21 minutes late for a 7 o'clock class? I'm not going to keep repeating myself. This is the last time I'm repeating, and you guys know I'm miserable. Last time I'm repeating about a mid-semester, because you have it's 21 minutes late for a 7 o'clock class. You can't say you're at work or people. I'm getting old. This is the last time I'm repeating. Your mid-semester is on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. You're supposed to log into the class, your Zoom link, but you're going to do your exam on Canvas. Canvas will be so designed. Canvas is so designed for you to do your exam on Canvas. All right. And I'm not going to start the exam exactly 7 o'clock. So I'll still give you at least half hour or an hour to log into the system. The system itself will be timed. So you're not going to be given 3 hours to do a 1 hour exam. You're going to be given exactly 1 hour. It's really a 40 minutes, 45 minutes exam. So you're getting 15 minutes to work out all your issues. All right. I will not be setting another paper because I have too many papers to mark. This is a big class in addition to my other common class. So I'll have almost 60 papers to mark, and that will take some time. All right, and there are other assignments you're going to do. For example, you have your sentence outline to do, you have your TED Talk to do, and then you, of course, you have your essay to do. So there are 3 other assignments to do, and that will take a lot of energy and time to mark. I have to sit down and mark them properly. All right, 6, 6, 3, 3, 2, 7. Any other question relating to the exam, which is not going to cause me to repeat everything I just said? Spread the word. The exam is on Tuesday. You have some students that don't come to class. They don't come to class, and they have all kinds of excuses. And the default excuse is always, oh, sir, I had connectivity issues. I don't care. I am not setting another exam. All right. So work out all of those issues from now. You were told about your mid-semester, and I delayed it and delayed it and delayed it because I want for you, well, I need to feel comfortable that you are able to do the exam and that I can see the class in and of itself demonstrating some amount of competence in terms of doing the exam. All right, I've shown you how to write an introduction. I've shown you how to write a body paragraph. I'll comment on conclusion today. I will comment on conclusion today. And can somebody say this is supply chain? Oh, yes. So this is the group, just remembering. Right. So let's now go. You are supposed to do the other body paragraph, which is in the first instance, the writer uses causal analysis, definition, and classification. Of course, you don't have to, you never needed to comment on those specific 3 strategies because it might be that you are seeing other ones that you are more comfortable commenting on. All right, anybody let me just open the floor. Anybody wants to share, go ahead first and share what you have so we can look at it to see if you're on the right path.
Sir, can I share? I'm so nervous. I just want to get it over and done with, please.
Yes, go ahead.
Are you seeing the screen, sir?
It's just came up. All right, so you can read the paragraph that you have written.
Okay, it reads, in the first instance, the writer uses causal analysis, definition, and classification. Causal analysis is used to identify factors that lead to healthcare workers experiencing burnout and the effects that it has on them. The definition of burnout was given to ensure that there was a clear and reasonable understanding on the subject being discussed. The definition also provided some amount of context for the causal analysis. Classification was used by the writer to group or classify the causes of burnout into 2 categories, internal and external. The internal factors are those that related in a personal way to each individual, like their personality traits or education levels, while the external factors are seemingly job related.
All right, so it's a good start. So I would, the thing that I would use in it, for example, when you have the word classification, so if you can type, right?
Yes, sir.
Put your cursor at classification for me and say additionally. So in other words, we see that you're commenting on, so additionally, yes, comma, and your lowercase, yes. Put, yes, additionally classification, all right. Go up for me in your paragraph. I would say so the writer uses causal analysis is used to identify factors that led to healthcare workers to experiencing burnout and the effects that it has on them. I would say this was we're saying that. All right, let that stay. But for the definition, no, I would say the writer, no, the definition of burnout. The writer uses an extended definition of burnout to ensure, right? So that's what I would put. The writer uses extended. I know that. Did I teach you that term? Extended definition.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So it's not just a definition; it's an extended definition. So the writer uses extended definition. Extended definition. Give me 1 sec. Let me look at something. I just want. I didn't realize that I don't open the passage itself. All right. But very, 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 very good. Especially for a first try. I'm seeing marks all over being given. Let me just open the. Yes, it's week 2. Read my lore. And then notes on it as well. All right. Okay. All right. Where am I? So what the paragraph needed, so the internal factors are those that, so bring your cursor to job related. So you need a sentence that closes the paragraph. So these strategies help readers to understand that burnout is a real medical condition. And that's how you would close that paragraph. So these, I never said so, you know. Did I say so?
Yes, you said so, sir.
That one was in my head. I don't like starting sentences with so. So these strategies help readers to understand that burnout is a real medical condition. And that's your paragraph. This is a very good paragraph. This is a really good paragraph. Kudos to you. I'll give you the marks all over.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Stop sharing. Anybody else wants to share?
I'll try.
All right, go ahead. So Shannon is going to go first, and then I heard a male voice. You're going to go next. All right, so yes, I think her voice came before. So very good, Sherry-Ann. Very, very good. So today, all we're going to see now is whether or not we can write the introduction, and then I'll comment on the how to write the conclusion. All right, and that's the essay. That's really the essay. All right.
Are you seeing my screen?
Yes, I am. So just walk us through yours.
In the first instance, the writer uses definition, causal analysis, and classification. The extended definition of the word burnout is used to provide clarification and meaning to the context of the passage so that readers can further analyze the causes discussed. The extreme level of burnout in the healthcare sectors due to the various internal and external factors associated with them is another causal analysis technique the writer uses. This explains and helps readers to understand what contributes to stress and the effect it has on persons. Not only does the writer use a combination of definition and causal analysis to bring across the purpose, but classification is another focal point identified. The further use of classification is to highlight the different persons who are more vulnerable to burnout because of the different characteristics each possesses.
It's a little bit, I see there is some level of analysis. My only issue though is that it's a little bit weak in the sense that, so for example, so I see you say the extended definition of the word burnout is used to provide classification and meaning to the context of the passage.
Clarification.
Sorry, clarification and meaning of the, you see that part, that's the part that I don't like, in the sense that when you say to provide context so that readers can further analyze, I would say for readers to further better understand the causes of, or the various causes of burnout. Then you go on to say the extent level of burnout in the healthcare sector due to the various internal and external is another cause and analysis extreme. You see that part, that should have been another strategy, not kind of extending your discussion on causal analysis. Then this explains and help readers understand what contributes to stress. Then you switch to stress, and I'm not sure how the stress part comes in.
Isn't stress the same thing as burnout?
No, the stress is not the same thing as burnout. No. If you look at the passage, burnout might cause stress, but stress and burnout are not synonymous.
Okay.
All right, and then the further use of classification. All right, so I would want to know what was classified. So the writer classifies, so the writer uses classification to group. I think there's a part in the passage, let me just look back at it. When the writer mentions, and I think Sherian mentions it before in hers, where she says external factors. So that's one level of classification. The writer looks at external factors of burnout, external factors that cause burnout, external factors that cause burnout. And then there are also, and then you have external factors particular to healthcare that causes burnout. And then you have internal factors that cause burnout. All right. So this is not a failing paper. It demonstrates minimum competence, or what we call bare competence, but it's not as strong as I would want it. And then you need a concluding sentence for the paragraph. So it is not a failing paragraph, but it needs some oomph, a little bit more, what I would say, greater analysis. All right, so we do see that the writer or the student is able to identify the different strategies, and there's an attempt to do analysis, but the analysis needs a little bit more, it needs to be a little bit more critical. All right, and then you need a final paragraph. So in essence, these language strategies help the writer to explain the importance of burnout and how HR managers need to address it, or something like that, for your concluding sentence. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so very, very good attempt, Shannon, heading in the right direction. And I think after today, you can further, you will be better able to give me some additional analysis, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right, cool. Stop sharing for me. All right, who's next? I think it was Kimani Grant who wants to share.
Sir,
yes?
Kevon Jackson, he's apologizing for not being able to attend class tonight. He has an emergency.
Okay, all right, so give me one, thank you very much for that. Give me one sec, Kimani.
Kimani?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
You see where you said also give is multiple here, not multiply.
Is that?
Second line, multiple.
Oh, thanks.
Second line, first word. Yeah, man.
Take out different, multiple meanings. Off.
Thank you.
Kimani, one more thing. I don't know if I should be kind of doing this, but where it says ensuring that the reader is better able to follow along and understand what is being transcribed or what is being said.
All right, Kimani, go ahead and walk. I hear some of your classmates helping you. So fix up what you're fixing, and then we can, that's good that they're helping you.
Okay, thanks again, guys. Okay, so sir, I wrote that throughout the exposition, the writer didn't only aim to find the cause of burnout, but also give multiple meanings of the various medical terms that was being used throughout the various paragraphs, ensuring that the reader is better able to follow along and understand what is being said. Using the various language styles, the writer was able to convey their message a lot better. For example, we see where the writer uses the cause and effect language, showing where the problems come from and how prone health workers are to it. After carefully reading and analyzing, the writer's purpose becomes more vivid to the targeted audience, the HR managers, how serious the problem is and how soon it needs to be resolved.
All right. So I'm seeing analysis. I'm seeing some amount of critical analysis. The issue though is that you need to become more mindful of what is called the economy of language. So I think you're using too many words to say some simple things. So look at your first sentence, which is your topic sentence. How many lines for your topic sentence? How many lines have you used for one sentence, for your topic sentence? You notice that you use what? 3 lines, right?
Yes, I'm realizing that as well.
Right, 3 lines. Notice the one that I gave you, I think it's just 1 line or probably one, and it goes over into the other line. So it means that you can get enough, you can get more words to do the analysis. So, and then you have throat and you have throat in the same thing again. All right, and then another thing to try not to use contractions like didn't and couldn't and so forth. You don't use that in this in discourse analysis. You try to make the language very formal in the present tense as you have done, but it's very formal. Okay, so you said the writer uses various language styles, but remember, were you commenting on styles or strategies?
The strategies, sir. It's supposed to be the strategies.
Right. So again, no, you shouldn't have mentioned styles because we had, remember the paragraph I gave you was actually on styles, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So you would not need to mention it again because that's not because it's already in your essay. The other thing is, so this is not necessarily a failing paragraph, but I think, or it would border on marginal failure, because why I would say this is because it's a bit repetitive. For example, when you say after care, the writer's purpose becomes more vivid to the target audience, how serious the problem is and how soon it is. This was said already in the example that I gave you. Fair enough?
Fair enough, sir.
Yeah, so that was said already. So you can't get additional mark for repeating what was said. All right, you get additional mark for, get additional mark for making a new point. So if you look at your paragraph, the only point that you have made is cause and effect, nothing else. Think about it. Am I correct, people? You say lie. You do say multiple definition of various, so you say, but also to give multiple definitions of the various medical terms that was used throughout the various paragraphs and that the readers be able to understand and follow. You say all of that part about ensuring the readers better able to follow and along and understand. All of that is BS, to be frank, because remember, we are not the intended audience. Who are the intended audience? HR managers, exactly. So you don't need to say both for the reader and the, no, you don't need to say that. All right. So go back to the default position of the topic sentence. I will give you very simple. Then you say the writer gives and I wouldn't say the writer gives multiple meanings of the various medical terms. The writer really gives an extended definition of the medical term because he probably wants, or she probably wants, HR managers to understand the complex nature of the problem and that it might need a complex solution. Because remember, if you look at the essay, if you look back at the passage, there's about 3 paragraphs defining burnout, right? So in other words, burnout is a very complex problem. It's very complex, and therefore it might need a complex solution. Yes.
So I'm saying that it's complex in the sense that it had to have different various meanings towards it. I think throughout the paragraph, different persons commented on it, different
exactly. You're so correct. Exactly. All right. So I probably would not fail it. If some of these things were not mentioned in other parts of the paper, but based on the frame that I gave you already, this paragraph would be weak because some of what you're saying here was said elsewhere. But good, I love the fact that there's an effort. That's what I appreciate. All right, and as I said to students, write, come show me, and then we can discuss how we fix it and tweak and do all of that. Now is the time to make the error, not in the exam.
Okay, sir.
All right, thanks, Kimani.
Correction,
Yes, definitely. I'm seeing Kanaya Anderson's hand raised. Go ahead, Kanaya. Kanaya, your hand is raised. Is it by error or? I'm seeing 2 participants' hands raised. Yes, so Kanaya is sharing her screen. I think she wants to share. And then Rohana after. I see Rohana's hand. Right. All right, so why am I seeing, so first of all, before you read, if this is just join secondly to in the line before, put your cursor at secondly and join it to the sentence before or the line before, right? Because it's one paragraph. Do the same thing at thirdly. And you really shouldn't be having first, secondly, and thirdly in the paragraph. It's a little bit confusing. I know it's transition that you want to use, but it's better to use different transitions. But go ahead still.
All right. In the first instance, the writer uses 3 language strategies: causal analysis, definition, and classification. The writer uses causal analysis to make the audience aware of what is causing burnout among healthcare professionals, or what leads the healthcare professionals to be experiencing burnout and its impact on their work and everyday lives. Secondly, the writer uses the extended definition of burnout to educate and help the audience understand that burnout can happen to anyone, not only healthcare professionals, and to help one identify the signs and symptoms. Thirdly, the writer uses classification to group or classify the categories of burnout and the persons who are likely to experience certain levels of burnout.
All right. So the paragraph needs so Good. I know now I see why you have used like firstly, secondly, and thirdly, but try not to use firstly, second, and thirdly, because if you have 15 paragraphs or 15 sentences, you're going to say 15thly and 29thly and 30thly.
Oh,
So you try to use like also, moreover, you know, you try to vary it instead of saying, you know, firstly,
and
secondly, and thirdly.
furthermore, okay, sir.
Right. And like, there you go. And you can use like furthermore. You need, this paragraph needs a conclusion, a sentence that sums up the paragraph. Yes, always have a sentence that sums up the paragraph. So you might say, overall, these specific language techniques speaks to these specific, so these, yeah, these language, these specific strategies provide a context in which to understand the complex nature of burnout, and the varying way
Sir,
in
slow down, provide. Sir, slow down, provide a
provides
context.
a context. What did I say? Can't remember.
Yes, sir.
What did I say, guys? So overall, these specific
Oh, yeah,
language
go too fast.
no man, because I'm talking from my head. That's why, and I don't want to forget the idea. So overall, these
Oh.
specific language strategies provide a context
Definition.
to better. Oh, hold on. No, don't write definition. Overall, these specific language strategies provide a context in which to better understand the complex nature of burnout. In which to better understand the complex nature of burnout. And the varying ways it affects healthcare workers, something like that. All right, so there are some little issues now. Go back up to the top. Is that causal analysis or is that casual analysis? You have to be careful because the system might autocorrect. So,
Oh.
right.
Sir,
So,
you had casual in what you wrote, but then I realized that it was supposed to be causal. So what
it's
you
causal.
said was
It's the system that autocorrect it. That's the challenge. So it's causal analysis, right? All right, so you see the tendency of saying to educate and help. I would just take out the part that says help. When it's a secondly, the writer uses extended definition of burnout to educate.
Oh.
And I would say it's more to
Yes,
explain than to educate. It's to explain. No, but take out to educate and just put to explain. No, but I'm saying take out the part that says to educate and just put to explain. Because you don't want to have to educate to explain.
Okay.
You have too many of those. Because remember, we did say the overall purpose is to explain, right? So you don't want to explain, then to educate, then to this, then to that, then to you have to be very careful in terms of adding additional. To explain, no, I would say take out, put your cursor at burnout in the same line, in the same, no, the other burnout ahead.
Ahead.
In the same line to the extreme right, in the same line, put it at the beginning and press backspace. To explain, backspace to explain. Where young girl, just press backspace for me now.
So okay, to explain.
Right, that burnout can happen. Right, notice how I reduce the amount of, because you're using too many words. All right.
Sir.
Writer uses classification. All right, you see the line that says the writer uses classification. It's kind of redundant because it said the writer uses classification to group or classify the categories. All of that is really saying the same thing, right? Because classification means to group, classify means to group, and categories mean that they're placed in groups. So you're kind of saying the same thing using, so you again, the economy of language. So the writer uses classification to group. You can't just say to group burnout and the persons who are likely to experience it, something like that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I would revise it that way. Notice how you kind of reduce the length of the paragraph, but you're not the essence of the paragraph.
Yes, sir.
Right. So try to pay
Yes,
attention
sir.
to that. But again, kudos. I would not have failed this paragraph. I'm seeing evidence of analysis, of critical analysis. All right. So thanks, Kanaya.
Yes, sir.
All right. Stop sharing for me. There was somebody else whose name. Oh, Rohana. Go ahead, Rohana. And then I'm going to pause and give you one where you're going to write then I'm going to teach you how to write the conclusion, and then I'm going to give you one. And I want everybody to write their introduction and their introduction. And it's going to be individual, no group today. No group today, because the mid-semester is not group. Or probably just pair up, but because sometimes the pair helps. All right, so go ahead, Rohana. Let's hear it.
See my screen, sir?
Yes, I am.
Okay. In the first instance, the writer uses causal analysis, definition, and classification. The writer illustrates his or her point through the use of causal analysis in the paragraph, pointing out the causes of burnout in individuals and commenting on the effects that it has on them, with the hope of giving more clarity to the HR administrators for burnout to be better understood and addressed. The writer then goes on to provide a definition for burnout. With this, it is the writer's intention to give a clear understanding of what burnout is so that the audience can have a better understanding of the passage. Lastly, the writer demonstrates the use of classification by grouping the internal and external causes of burnout. In conclusion to this, these strategies highlights the sore concern of burnout on the healthcare professionals.
All right, so there are some little, so I'm seeing evidence of analysis, but there are some grammatical issues now. So let's start at the bottom. So put your cursor at this, and I would just say thus. Instead of saying in conclusion to this, just use the word thus. Just one word, remove all of the in conclusion, and just put thus.
Okay.
Yes. Thus means that you are summarizing. All right, so yes. So these strategies highlight plural subject, plural verb. The sore concern, I love the ending though. I like the ending, the sore concern of burnout on healthcare professionals. I like that part. All right, so in the first instance, comma, and you have casual analysis. Not my fault. You have casual analysis, not causal analysis. Remember, I warned you guys about using the word illustrates. Remember, I caution you against that word illustrates. All right, so the writer is. And you don't have to say the writer illustrates his or her point. You can say the writer, Lord Jesus, she can't spell causal. Hold on, all right.
Very easy.
The writer illustrates the point. You don't have to say his or her point. The writer illustrates the point of causal analysis. All right. And you would not say in the paragraph, because the causal analysis is not in one paragraph. It is in the passage. So the writer illustrates the point through the use of causal analysis. Put your cursor at pointing and erase. No. At the beginning of pointing, at the beginning of the word pointing, and go back to, all right, hold on. Writer illustrates the point through the use of causal analysis. All right, so go back to analysis. So don't erase the word analysis. Right. And commenting on the effects it has on them. Take out the word that. You have to kind of know how to effects it has on them. No, this is where no, you have a what is called a run-on sentence. Remove the all right, hold on. So do you see that there's an issue between the sentence that starts with the word with and ends at burnout? Because when you say the writer then goes on, and you actually have the The writer then goes on to provide a definition of burnout. You realize that that point is different from the sentence that starts with the word with. The sentence that starts with the word with is actually referring to the point that he made before. All right, so that part needs some amount of fixing, but overall, okay. And I want to move on and give some other persons because I'm going to start at 8 o'clock. All right, so thanks, Rohana.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm seeing Shanika Thompson, go ahead. And are we getting a better understanding now, guys, based on what you're seeing on screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. I notice only one male has shared. How many other males are in the class? So I know Leroy is here. Kimani did share, yes. Kimani did share, but I'm not seeing Cloven is male or female? I'm trying to remember.
Male, sir, male.
Yes, exactly. So Cloven, where's yours?
Sir, Avi, but you're saying that you're going to close that because I raised my hand.
No, you're next. You're no man, you're next. You're next.
No problem.
All right. Yes, and Leroy. Yes, Leroy, where's yours? We're not seeing anything, Shanika. We're not seeing the actual paper. I'm not sure if you're sharing the paper, but
Have it, sir.
We're not seeing your screen, Shanika. So you might be sharing, but we're not seeing the actual paper. Shanika, you hearing me? Miss Thompson? All right, so she's probably going to reshare.
Sir, I'm trying again.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, you seeing it?
Well, not yet. We're seeing your phone screen, but we're not seeing the paper. So you probably need to shift to, yes, here it is. All right, so can you go ahead for us? Read it for us.
In the first instance, the writer uses causal analysis.
Causal.
Sorry. The writer uses causal analysis, definition, and classification to explain to healthcare workers, human resource managers, and others who have been exposed to burnout. With causal analysis, the writer explains burnout through cause and effect strategies. This is so because the writer's objective is to explain the burnout in healthcare sector. The writer also uses extended definition of burnout for healthcare professionals to understand the term. In addition, the use of classification helps readers to be aware of the results due to burnout. These strategies help readers to understand the effects. Burnout is everywhere and needs to be taken seriously with measures.
All right, so there's some amount of analysis, but I think your analysis is a bit weak because at some points you're repeating. So for example, you say the writer objective is to explain. That was said in the first line already, because it said in the first instance, the writer uses classification to explain, and then you repeat it again to explain. So that's a repetition. I also feel that you're just mentioning the strategies, but you're not critically analyzing them. That's what I don't get in the analysis. I actually like your closing sentence. I think it's the strongest sentence. Burnout is everywhere, although it's a little bit informal, but I like the way you end. Burnout is everywhere and need to be taken seriously with measures. All right, because you're kind of hinting at the whole problem and solution kind of thing. So the analysis is a little bit weak. There's mention of the actual strategies, but there is no critical analysis of the strategies. I think that's a little bit weak. It's kind of repetitive because you mentioned healthcare professionals. I think you mentioned it more than once. Let me just be fair. Yes, healthcare sector and healthcare professionals, kind of saying the same things. Kind of saying the same thing again. So just try to strengthen your analysis, okay?
Analysis. Yes, sir.
All right, thanks for sharing, Shanika. Yeah, man, no problem. All right, so go ahead, Cloven, and then Leroy, and then because we want to balance I know Marsha Riley Lamont. I will look at it. I will look at it. Can you just share in, Marsha, can you share in the WhatsApp group yours, and I can give you some feedback, but I want to move on to another one where you're actually taking on the full paper. All right, go ahead for me, Clovis.
All right. In the first instance, the writer used causal analysis, definition, and classification. From the article, the writer has outlined several causal analysis informing the healthcare professional, and many internal and external factors burnout as on them. The writer uses this strategy to describe the different causes of burnout and the aspect of it, ensuring the healthcare professional the different outcome it produces. The writer uses an extended definition to define burnout as an exhaustion caused on the body and the impact it has. In using this definition, the writer explained to the reader that burnout can affect the body in different ways and the process of how it works. Classification is another style the writer used in classifying those who are more prone to burnout and those who are not, and explain how a person may be susceptible to it and why they are being so constantly burnout. All these are language strategies the writer used to describe burnout and how it affects healthcare professionals.
All right, not bad, but a lot of repetition. Not bad. So let me point out the repetition. Okay, so the writer external from the article. So you don't need to say there from the article. All right, that's 3 words that you could have used for something else. So the writer's outline, or the writer mentions several causes. The writer uses this strategy to describe the different causes of burnout. No, you can't edit while I'm talking, sir. You have to take notes, but because I have to look at it in its totality. All right. So, for example, when you mention you said the writer uses the cause analysis to describe the different causes. Then you said the writer uses the extended definition to define burnout as an exhaustion caused on the body. And you're kind of saying the same thing that was said before about the causes of it. And the definition was not really to talk about the cause on the body, but really is to properly contextualize and define the complex nature of burnout. And that it's not really a simple one. And in other words, the seriousness of burnout. So that part is a little bit repetitive. And again, you say in this definition, the writer explains to the reader that burnout can affect the body in different ways. You kind of said that already. You keep saying that the way burnout affects the body, the way burnout affects the body. Classification is another style. Remember, style is not strategy. So classification is another strategy, not another style. Style is different. Remember, we said style is about. Right. So remember, style is very, very different. All right. So it's not, but I would not fail the paragraph, but it just needs to tighten up on, repetition. There seems to be a lot of repetition in some aspects. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yes. Leroy, go ahead for me. Final. All right. Go ahead and read your paragraph first.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. In the first instance, the writer uses causal analysis, definition, and classification. The writer uses causal analysis to inform the audience of the components associated with burnout and the effect it has on healthcare professionals and administrators. The writer uses extended definition to explain the meaning of burnout in order to understand the medical effect it has on its workers. By using classification, the writer grouped the factors of burnout as internal and external in order to show the different experience caused by burnout in healthcare professionals and administrators. These strategies allow for the audience to understand the plight of burnout and needs critical solution.
All right, not bad, but again, similar to what was said before, a little bit repetitive in different parts. Because it constantly keeps saying. So for example, when you say the writer uses classification to group the factors of burnout as internal and external in order to show the different experiences caused by burnout in healthcare professionals, that's a little bit unclear, a little bit vague. I think I know what you're trying to say, but you just don't say it. Could you mute your mic, please? Yes, or the person whose background is noisy. I think what you're trying to say there is that the grouping of, let me just look at that part of the passage. Can you mute? Somebody's mic is unmuted. external factors.
Butler.
Is it Butler? Yes, mute your mics, please. Thank you. So I think there you're talking about the fact that there are, the writer uses classification to group external and internal factors relating to burnout, and that these are what help to compound the problem of burnout, or something of that sort. All right. So it's not bad, but it needs to be a little stronger in many parts. All right. Thanks, Leroy. I see Shanika, you raised your hand, but I know that you have commented. I commented on your paper already, and I kind of don't want to spend the entire time on this. I want to actually show you something else so that we can. No, that's not what I want to. Let's look at the other one. So that was this one, burnout. Hey, do I give you this one or do I give you this one for exam? I actually like this one. Let's see. That one I actually like for exam, not for class practice, but let's see. No, this is burnout, which you just did. This is, no, that's not what I want. Where is it? I have so many of them. This is tone. Organizing principles, organize. So where am I? Right. So where's that one? Organizing principles. Do I give you that one? All right, let's go back. It probably is in week 3. Okay. James Taylor. Which one do I give you? I know I gave you. Did we discuss the Siago one? There's one with Siago. Did we discuss that one? All right, let me give you this one. Even if we have discussed it, it doesn't mean that you're. So let me give you this one. I'm going to send it via Canvas. Let me give you this one. I think we have discussed it, but I don't know that you have written anything on it. We just had a discussion, which is different from actually writing on it. Oh, let me see. I can actually find it. 82. Where did I find it? Let's copy here. Let's put it here. All right, so let me, because I can see that to find it there. Right. Come on. Remember, as you finish your badge, you send me, okay? Discourse analysis. As you get your badge, D-I-C-I-C-D-I, no, that's not correctly spelled. Discourse analysis, students. Please see if we attach cards. Oh no, I save it on desktop, which is S. Siaga, there you go. All right, no, a lie, I didn't put in the recipients, students, all my students, and send. All right, tell me if you're seeing it in your inbox. I sent it to your student email. Let me see if I should be able to also upload it in the WhatsApp group. Did somebody say hi in the WhatsApp group? Oh yeah, I need to open, yeah. All right. Oh yes, and I did promise to teach you how to write the conclusion, right guys? So let's do that before you start this. So it is in the WhatsApp group as well. So let me show you now how to do your conclusion. And I'm just going to show you, where did I? So this is this group. So where's the other one? All right, so let me send it. All right, so this is Christmas. Okay, let's share screen. It's in the WhatsApp group, but let's share screen.
So a question, you said to share it in the WhatsApp group or send it directly to your inbox in WhatsApp?
Yes, send it to my inbox in WhatsApp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no problems. All right, so are you seeing the screen? This is the one I gave you, but last night I showed the students in the other class how to write their conclusion. So you have a concluding phrase to summarize, in conclusion, to conclude, overall, in summary, through the writer, and then you put the purpose through explanation. I just don't say to explain. So the writer through explanation is very concerned about the impact of burnout on healthcare professionals with the hopes that this problem can be addressed. The writer uses various language strategies and techniques to bring attention. Oh, it should be to a long-lasting problem that needs urgent attention, not and a long-lasting problem. So to bring attention to a long-lasting problem that needs urgent attention. All right, so that's the conclusion, and it's in the WhatsApp. It's in the WhatsApp group. Please no attempt. I want for you to write your introduction. I want your introduction, and I want your body paragraph on right either of. So I'm going to pair you up. Let me pair you up first of all, because I think you actually would it would work better if you work in pairs. Breakout room. No, I want it in pairs. And this is just random. So you're writing the introduction and the first, you can choose either of the two body paragraphs to write, all right? Either the one on style slash techniques or the one on strategy. And then at 8:40, I'm going to start looking at what you have, all right? Or 8:40, 8:45, and you can go over into the following class. All right, go into the breakout room for me, please. No, I'm seeing I never wanted 3 persons, but anyhow, if 3 persons are in the breakout room, that's okay. Just ensure that you are contributing. All right. All right, so this is Tanisha Gale. There are 6 persons who have not gone into the breakout room. Shanae, Deidrean, Habigay, Kimani, and Tony and Towson. Go into the breakout rooms for me, please, people, and write so that we can look at it. I'm stepping away from the microphone, so please go into the breakout room. All right. We should be able to know. You guys are hearing me? Just to respond to say that you're hearing me.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let me begin with. Okay. Let me begin with room 8. Leroy and Sherry-Ann, go ahead for me. And those who don't get to share today, you can share in the following class.
Sir, we didn't quite get to finish. Are you seeing the screen?
Yes, I am. All right. So, all right. Just read what you have. Let's see what you have.
So in the expository piece titled 82 to 18, that's my number. The writer's main point is to identify reasons why the ratio of female to male university students is so wide. The writer's purpose is to explain the effect that this inequality in male to female graduates at the tertiary level has on society. To achieve this, the writer should have been employed 3 language strategies. So we identify causal analysis, illustration, and contrast.
All right. So the issue with your thesis though is that where's the other part? So the writer achieves the writer achieves this. The writer achieves this. To achieve this, the writer employs 3 language strategies and 3 language techniques. Remember, the techniques would go to the style and all of that.
Yes, sir. Why I didn't actually put that in is because you said we were commenting on one or the other. So I
No, but you still have to have it. No, man, you still
Okay.
have to have it because it's a part of the
Okay.
introduction. So put it in for me,
All right.
please. Yes. So whether you are able to finish, that part must be there because you get a mark for having your thesis statement.
Styles, sir, or style?
Language techniques. Just use the word techniques, and then you know that style means technique.
Okay.
You comment on those things, all right? And on the techniques, you can comment on, if you see, for example, figures of speech, you can comment on those things as well, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so remember we said that for the writer's main point, can you say the writer's main point is to, or what should it be? The writer's main point is to?
Is
Or
that?
is that,
Is
thank
that.
you. The writer's main point is that. All right. So the writer's main point is that, right, so you need to correct that, right? All right, so the purpose to some extent is it's okay. So it's yeah, right. So to some extent the purpose is okay. So I'm seeing it is expository. I'm seeing purpose. I'm not seeing audience. I'm not sure. I'm not seeing audience, but so far this introduction is relatively okay. All right. Thanks for sharing.
Thank
So
you,
you're going to finish it for homework. That's what. So everybody will finish it for homework. All right.
Okay, sir.
Stop sharing for me. Let me go to Donette and Rochelle Abraham. So I'm trying to pick persons who did not get a chance to share the time before. So Donette and Rochelle Abrahams, go ahead.
Sir, we wrote it. We didn't get a chance to transfer it. So what we're going to have to do is to share next class.
Okay. All right. So you're going to complete the entire essay for next class, though.
Yes, sir.
All right. So Brittany, Habigay, Tanisha, Gail, can you go ahead, share screen for me?
Okay, sir. We were not finished.
That's okay. Let's see what you have.
It's not much, but okay. In the article titled 82 to 18, that's my number. The writer's main purpose is to express his or her persuasion and the comparison of leverage between the two sex genders, male and females of students of the university school. We were trying to finish it, sir.
I'm confused though. Is the writer's purpose is to express his or her persuasion? I don't know that I've told you that. Is the piece persuasive in nature? Would you say that this discourse mode is persuasive? Is it persuasive?
I would believe so, sir.
Everybody thinks the piece is persuasive? Is
Sir.
it is
So
it?
that's what we got from it, Danet and I.
It's not persuasive.
Okay.
It's not a persuasive piece. There might be evidence of, like, for example, pieces of persuasive language being used in some parts, but overall it's not a persuasive piece. Okay.
We'll work on it, sir.
All right, cool. So finish it up for homework for me.
Okay.
Let's go to Rasidia Antonian. 1000, go ahead. Let's see what you guys have so far.
All right, sir, no excuse, but I wasn't at the last two class, but the group that we were in, Dejan was explaining to us what we were doing, which I'm not seeing her online, but we didn't get to type, but based on what we had so far is that the piece titled 82, 81, 82, that's my number, is an argumentative piece, and that the writer's main idea is to inform or highlight the ratio of females to males succeeding in society. That's what we had so far.
Yeah, but how is it persuasive? But even what you wrote is not persuasive as the writer's main
You never said
purpose.
persuasive, sir.
But argumentation is a form of persuasion. I did say that. Argumentation is a form of persuasion. I said that persuasion is the broad category, it's the discourse. Argumentation, advertisement, propaganda, political speeches, all of those things are examples of persuasion. So if you say argumentation, then it is persuasive in nature. And I don't get the sense either that the writer was arguing. The writer was really kind of explaining what was happening in the society in terms of when you have a gender imbalance, the effects of the gender imbalance. So be careful of quickly, remember when you're talking about the writer's purpose, you have to look at the overall discourse mode. Is it that is the discourse mode persuasion, or is the discourse mode expository in nature? Then of course, then the verb, when you're mentioning the writer's purpose, then it has to be different, because if it is expository, it's to explain, it's to inform, it's to educate, it's to show this and that, versus persuasion, where it is to convince, to express concern and stuff like that. All right. So be careful, people. You need to read the article in its entirety and get a good sense of what it is talking about. All right.
Okay, sir. In addition to the one that you did on Burnout, sir, is it possible I can do my piece and then send it to you for you to look at to see how best I understand what is requested?
No, I mean, have to move on. What you need to do is to do this for homework, and then we're going to do another round of sharing in the following class, and I'm going to give feedback. To whom am I speaking?
Rashida Smith. Yes, sir. Hello? Hello? Anyone hearing me?
We are.
We're here.
I was just wondering if it's my Wi-Fi.
You didn't hear what I said a while ago?
No, sir.
I'm saying ensure in the next class that you are the first one to share. So you're going to write the full paper and then share, and then I'll comment on strengths and weaknesses so you know what to fix.
The full paper as in both paragraphs?
Yes, you have to. It's a full paper I want to see next class. Introduction, 2 body paragraphs, and conclusion.
Okay, sir.
All right. And it's up to 500 words in length. No less than 400, no more than 5.
Okay, sir.
All right. We have 5 minutes or so. Let's Felicia, room 7, Felicia, Ronaldo. Let's see what you guys have.
Sir, one question before the present. Did you give a word limit for that?
Did you get to finish?
Hold on. Go ahead with the question.
Was there a word limit for the exam too?
Yeah, man, the word limit is 400 to 500 words in length.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Noted.
So that's why it's 4 to 5 paragraphs. Yes, so Felicia, I think I said room 7, was it? Felicia and Ronaldo, go ahead.
Sir, I already get to finish, but I have something not complete.
All right, let's see what you have.
So much.
We are listening. You're supposed to read for us. We are not. Please read for us.
In the expository piece titled 82 to 80, 18, that's my number. The writer's main idea is
that females pass outweighs that the males at university level. Versus main purpose is to explain why the ratio between males and females is such a wide gap in
Is something wrong with you? Why you sound so when you're reading?
right sound, sir.
You sound, I don't know if am I the only one? You sound a little bit distant and a little bit muffled, or there's a kind of static sound to your voice? Anyhow, please ensure that when you're writing the title must be underlined. All right. So when you're typing it, the title must be underlined or italicized.
Sir, you're breaking up.
Are you hearing me now? Are you hearing me now?
Sir, I'm hearing you.
I'm saying when you're writing the title, ensure that it is either underlined or italicized.
Okay, okay.
All right. The issue I'm having, it's not bad, but I think there needs to be a certain level of sophistication to the writing. So it's to explain why the ratio between male and female is such a wide gap. And then you have such again, so you have is such, and then you're in such. You need to try and avoid using the same set of words in the same sentence. All right. All right. Let's try another one. Room 5, Rohana, Samantha, Shanika. Shanika, go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
Samantha is going to share.
Okay.
Okay, sir. This is what we did so far.
Sir, we didn't get much.
Remember, the main point cannot be is to. The main point is that, and to is always the writer's purpose. I will be taking off marks if you do that, because I've been saying it over and over, and when persons are still doing their own thing. The writer's main idea or the writer's main point is that. The writer's purpose is to. Please remember, make a distinction between the two. All right, so for homework, you're going to complete the entire paper, and then you don't have to do it in the same group. You can do it individually now, because the mid-semester is not a group thing. So you can do the paper on your own. For persons who have serious concerns, if I were you, I would actually complete the homework and probably compare notes with another classmate of mine, and say, boy, Shireen, this is my paper. This is what I've written for my essay. What do you think about it? And let me see what you have written. All right, so you can do some amount of collaboration, but it's really individual work. Do it on your own first, and then you can get feedback from your peers in terms of whether it is a good or whether it is weak or whether you're heading in the right direction. All right. Any questions before we go?
Yes, sir. Just a quick question. Will we get in this on our midterm next week, Tuesday? This kind of exercise that we're doing?
Yes, this is actually what you're getting on your mid-semester.
Okay.
Anybody else? Any other questions?
Sir,
yes.
How do you identify the type of essay it is? If you're saying that it's an expository piece, but persuasive language was being used, how do we differentiate when it's expository and persuasive language being used?
Discourse mode and make a determination of what is the dominant discourse mode. What is the dominant? That's what you have to remember. Dominant is the operative word. What is the dominant discourse mode? That is what you're going to use to determine. So you might have a little narration there, you might have a little description, but is that the dominant discourse mode? And the discourse mode is linked to the purpose. So if it is exposition, there are certain terms that are used to talk about exposition. So in the case of Burnout, it was an explanation, but it doesn't mean that all expository pieces are for explaining. There are other terms that are used. If you go back through that lecture that I sent, that PowerPoint, it will give you some of the terms that are the words that you use to talk about the different types of discourse modes. All right, there is another question.
Sir, I was saying that the classes from the last two classes, if you are going to upload them.
Didn't I upload the lectures?
No, sir. The last two lectures was not.
No, sir, you did not.
We were waiting. Well, I was waiting on you to upload them.
All right, so this was when last week. Thursday and Tuesday?
And Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir.
You need
All
to
right, so
include
Thursday was what date again? What was Thursday's date? Can anybody remind me? Because I'm searching through my email. I thought I uploaded. Was it the 25th?
Yes, sir.
So the 25th was what, Tuesday or Thursday?
A Thursday.
All right, so the Thursday. So I found the Thursday one. So the Tuesday would have been the 21st. So let me scroll down. Go back. All right. Let me see if this is it. This would have been COM1 on the 22nd would not be, no, that would have been the group
And
before.
please, sir, if you can upload tonight's class tomorrow, please.
All right, so hold on. I'm trying to find this lecture. If that's not it, then this is it then. No, this is oral com. So which one is this? All right, I think this is it. But this is the 23rd. The date was the 23rd, so the 23rd would have been, no, I'm looking at the, oh, God damn it. Right, so it would have been the 23rd. Oh, here it is then, right. So the Tuesday would have been the 23rd, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I found the Tuesday one. Let me just upload it before we go. All right, so if that's the 23rd, let's look now for the Thursday one, which I found earlier. Let's just. Thanks for the reminder, because sometimes because the college is going through an auditing process, I am so busy doing all kinds of stuff. All right, so this is the. Oh, so it would have been week 5. So let's see, come on, week lecture 1. I think it was on discourse analysis as well. This is SC. All right, so this is it. Let's take this from here, copy, delete, paste, lecture. No, show more. Not today. All right, so I am. This is it. I'm posting it now in the WhatsApp group, but you have to give it a few minutes before. Yes, so I posted the first one in the WhatsApp group. Let me go to the second one now, which is the 25th. Let me see if this is it. No, that's oral com. If it was the 25th, then that can be summary here. Is this it? Yes, here it is. I found the second one. Let's clear this. So I'm uploading the second one, and persons who want to leave, you can leave, all right?
Sir, and this evening one, when will this be uploaded?
It will be by tomorrow, the latest.
All right, thanks, sir.
Okay. So this would be week 5, lecture 2.
Sir, I know that you said we're getting the question, but will there be an outline though?
An outline of what? What do you mean by outline?
Questions for the piece.
Yeah, man, there will be a stimulus. The stimulus will be using the discourse, using the passage above, write a critical analysis commenting on 3 language strategies and 3 language techniques in addition to other things or something like that. That's usually how we phrase it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's usually how we phrase it. So it's not going to be in question form, you know, like how when we were looking at burnout and you answered those questions, it's not going to be like that.
Oh.
Right, because you have to write an essay. So I don't want to give you questions and next thing you go write. You just answer the questions, but there's no essay to it. At this level, you have to write essays.
Okay, sir.
Right. All right. Have a good night, everybody. I have uploaded both recordings, and I give you my word that tomorrow, probably even tonight, if the recording comes quicker, sooner than before I shut down, then I'll upload it as well. All right.
Okay, sir.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir? Yeah. You say it's 4 to 5 paragraphs, sir?
Right, it's usually 40. So the one is introduction, the final one is the conclusion, and the body is either 2 or 3 paragraphs where you do the critical analysis, where 1 paragraph is on the language strategies, the other one is on the techniques or style.
Okay, sir.
Yes?
Conclusion Thursday.
I did conclusion already. But if you want me to kind of revise on the conclusion, I will, but we did conclusion already.
Oh, please, because I think that passed me.
Yes, I can revise. Just remind me on Thursday to kind of, well, what I will do when you have written, just look at I did post an example of conclusion in the WhatsApp, as well as I think when I sent it to the other class, because we had developed an example in the other class and I emailed it to them, you would have got it as well, because I clicked on all students. So if you can look at that conclusion and somewhat mimic it, that would be good.
Oh, to summarize. Okay.
Yes, right. That part that says to summarize or in conclusion or in summary or, you know, things like that. Okay, I think Abigail Robinson, you're about to say something or ask a question.
Sure, so it's during the class time we'll be doing the exam?
Yes, during the class time. So you're going to log in. So you're going to log into this class, and then at about 7:30 or 8 o'clock, you will do the exam within 1 hour.
So 1 hour to write, Esther?
Yes, 1 hour to write essay. This is a college level course. This is not high school. Yes, 1 hour. You either swim or drown. 1 hour. This is usually done on that. This is a CAPE paper. This is what they give in CAPE in module 1, and they get 45 minutes to do it. Not 1 hour. They get 45 minutes. So the additional minutes I'm giving you is to work out all your issues in terms of Wi-Fi and all kinds of stuff. So really it should be 45 minutes, but I'm giving you to write in an hour. All right, any other questions, comments, or concerns? As I said before, if you seriously have concern, the best thing to do is to do the paper in its entirety. And then on Thursday, we kind of go through to look at what are some of the strengths and weaknesses. And I did indicate to you that you can look in Writing in English. That's one textbook, Writing in English. Another textbook is Blooming for the POE. And another textbook is Cape Communication Studies, written by Dr. Harold McDermott. He's the head of, I think he's retired now at UTech, but I think he's retired now. But in the textbook, there are several examples of discourse analysis, and he walks you through how to do it. Because I'm in Canada, I don't have access to that book, and it's not available online. So I can't go inside of it and kind of show you some of the examples.
What is the CAPE book is, sir? CAPE what? English?
No, Cape Communication Studies.
Communication, okay.
Yes, by Harold McDermott. All right, have a good night.
One more question.
Yes.
Sir, you were showing us some slides with the type of styles and the language.
I sent that to you a long
strategies.
time. I sent that to you a long time via email. Do check your
Canvas?
on Canvas. Yes, I did.
Okay, sir. All right, thanks much.
Welcome. All right, have a good night.
Good night, sir.